Gordon Jackson was a proud, soft-speaking Scot who saw acting as a job of work. He was a character and supporting actor who worked with the heavyweights of Hollywood, for example, Marlon Brando, Kirk Douglas, Alec Guinness, John Mills, Trevor Howard and Michael Caine. Gordon Jackson was self-deprecating. He never saw himself as a leading man. He hated audiences, according to an interview he gave to Russell Harty, which is ironic in a profession where you needed to embrace them. He did not like to watch the film rushes, which apparently unnerved him. In 1990, he succumbed to cancer of the bone and passed away at the age of 66, a cancer he could not escape from. He worked in radio, stage, screen and television throughout his career and was a well-established actor long before appearing in the period drama Upstairs, Downstairs as Hudson and later on as the hard-hitting boss, George Cowley in the Professionals TV series. Born in Glasgow in 1923, the son of a printer, he went to the BBC drama department, laying the seeds that would eventually see him work as a full-time working actor. When he left school, he embarked on an engineering career with Rolls-Royce whilst doing amateur dramatics. However, a career working with his hands was not going to be the life for the young Jackson. His name was still on file at the BBC, and he was suggested for a role in his first film. The foreman went to France in 1942. After that first film, he continued to work at Rolls-Royce, but was called upon again by Ealing Studios, never thinking acting would be his career, and continued to do more acting roles, till eventually he was asked by his management to make up his mind in terms of wanting to be an engineer or an actor. He chose the latter and started his acting career. He was in over 50 films throughout his career, along with stage and TV appearances. He won an Emmy for his work on Upstairs, Downstairs, and won a Royal Television Society's Best Actor Award. He met his wife, Rona Anderson, also an actor, whilst working on the film Flood Tide in 1949, and were married and had 2 sons, Graham and Roddy. He played supporting roles in the films Tunes of Glory 1960 with John Mills and Alec Guinness, Mutiny on the Bounty in 1962 with Marlon Brando, The Great Escape in 1963 with Steve McQueen and the Ipcress File in 1965 with Michael Caine. He was the lover of Maggie Smith in the film The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie in 1969. His wife Rona also appeared in that film, and he appeared in the film The Shooting Party in 1984 with James Mason. He became a household name in the 1970s, playing the role of Agnes Hudson in the acclaimed period drama Upstairs, Downstairs, and was hugely successful playing George Cowley in the TV series of The Professionals with Lewis Collins and Martin Shaw. In this interview, he talks about his early life and how he got started in acting and how he feels about the business of acting.
Hello, today I'm talking to somebody who since 1942 has appeared in over 60 films. Films in which he has been said to have mostly played the part of a stoic, it's taken a lot of research to find this quote, a stoic, down-to-earth nice guy, common-sense friend of the hero, and all-purpose good sport. Most of you there will probably recognise him not from his films, but as Hudson of Upstairs Downstairs, and Cowley, CI5 in The Professionals. Gordon Jackson, welcome to Imperial.
Hello, Donal.
Can I start by taking you back to your Hillhead High School days, because that's where you had your first experience in entertainment, on the radio in fact.
Yes.
How did you manage to get onto the radio at such a young age?
Well, it was extraordinary. In Scotland in those days, this was before the war, there weren't any professional actors as such. No Scot would ever have thought of becoming an actor. So everyone had a job, and in the evenings for fun, either they did amateur dramatics, or in a strange way, they got bits on radio and BBC.
Yeah.
But they all had jobs during the day, and I had a school teacher who did exactly that.
I see.
And I happened to sort of read poetry and things in the class, and he said, oh, I'll take you along there, and there might be parts for children on children's and schools programmes. And I went along and did the odd bit sort of thing, and that's how really I started. But directly school was finished, I went into a drawing office and I became an engineer. But my name was still in the books with the BBC, and I still did odd little bits on the side. And out of the blue, Zealing Studios got in touch with them, the BBC, and said, you know, a Scots type for a film. They suggested me, and that's how I started in films.
I see, and that, of course, was the form went to France.
That's right.
In 1941.
It's no use, Tommy, there'll not be anyone in the place.
That's what I like about it.
Oh, and I've a terrible thirst.
Well, don't waste it on water. Look what I found. Real French fizz.
Hey, I've just read there's a death penalty over here for looting.
Good chap. Hey. Bonjour, monsieur. How are you? We were going to pay spot cash, honestly. Jock's got the money.
What are you two making for?
English. We're reprieved.
We're looking for Major Morris, 19th Fusiliers.
You haven't seen him, have you?
The district's been evacuated. Listen, let me explain. I'm an engineer. I've come over from England and I've got an important job to do. Now, you two can help me.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to work for civilians.
But this is urgent. I want to borrow that lorry of yours.
He wants to pinch our Gladys. An army vehicle on active service. Don't you realise the job we're on is liable to mark the turning point of the whole blinking war, isn't it, Jock?
You can't run a war without curry powder.
At least Major Morrison can't. We've got 2 cases of it, 50 dozen tins.
I'm talking about something that's more important than curry powder. I'm talking about machines that turn out cannon for fighter planes. Here are my papers. There are 3 of them here, and I've got to get them back to England before it's too late. I can only do it if you two help me.
What is it you want us to do?
Load them on the lorry and run them down to the coast.
He wants us to take a seaside ruddy holiday. That's just the kind of thing that appeals to our sergeant.
We'd be breaking the whole of the King's regulations.
Regulations, my foot. If these machines are left here, the Germans will get them. There's nothing in the King's regulations against using common sense, is there?
He's right, Tommy.
Hey, me dudes, man.
Well, is it yes or no?
It's yes.
How did your fellow employees at the drawing office, how did they feel about your taking time off?
Well, it wasn't a case of taking time off. The war had started by then. I'd been at the drawing office for about a year, and I was given permission because it was a sort of propaganda film. So it was all done through sort of Whitehall and things. And I was shoved down to the studios for a few weeks. But immediately I went back to my drawing office. I never thought, this is the life for me. And then a year later, out of the blue, they suddenly wanted me for another part and another propaganda. Again, Whitehall did the trick, and down I went. No, they just took it for granted because I settled into the drawing. They accepted the fact that I really was a draftsman. It was only after 4 or 5 years, and I'd been in 2 or 3 films, the boss of the drawing office said, come on, make up your mind. What is it going to be? It should be one or the other.
Did you didn't feel at the beginning after that first film that you still didn't feel you wanted to go into that?
Oh, no. No, as I say, no Scotsman. We're all engineers and very practical people. And the idea of saying I'm going to be an actor in those days was a joke.
And then what happened?
Well, then my father stumped out of the room swearing his head off, and Uncle Joe after him.
I like your Uncle Joe. He's a lamb.
It'll give him a red face to hear you say that. But he's been a good friend to me, Uncle Joe.
Give me a helping hand to start with.
And now here you are on your way to the top. Young Mr. Shields, the wonder of the yard.
You're laughing at me.
Of course, but only in the nicest possible way.
I don't know why I'm talking about myself like this. I never usually talk about myself.
You know, David, if you've a fault, and I'm sure you've got millions, it's that you take yourself too seriously.
Shouldn't a man take himself seriously?
His work, yes. Himself, no. You must be able to laugh at yourself.
You know, I used to have plenty of fun when I first started at the yard.
What sort?
Oh, racketing around, drinking, dancing.
Did you have a girlfriend? I can see you did. What was she like? Fascinating?
What Tim would call a real smasher. That's all over and done with years ago.
So you're not in love anymore?
Yes, I am.
Now you're laughing at me.
Mary, I'm not.
David, if that look in your eye means you're going to kiss me, I should remind you this is a small boat and very unstable.
Fool, I should never have...
I'm sorry, David. I didn't mean to hurt you just now. But don't rush me. Hold on to that sheet.
Bringing you back onto a film you did a couple of years later, in 1948, Flood Tide, which I'm sure you'll remember.
Yes.
I think that was your 7th film, proved to be quite prophetic for you. Do you feel any particular affinity for it?
Oh, very much so.
Before you answer, I think you'd better explain the relevance, I think.
Well, the girl in that, I married at the end. It was the first film I'd been in where I got the girl in the end. And I thought, well, why not? And I married her, and that was 32 years ago. We've been happily married ever since. Rona Anderson.
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't a great world-shaking film, but it was quite fun. It was quite a fascinating film because it was made out of pine wood with a new system. It was a brilliant idea called independent frame. Instead of building sets, they took photographs of houses and rooms, and you acted in front of these. It was a bit limiting from actors, but from an actor's point of view, but it was much cheaper, and it was a very good idea. Unfortunately, it fell through, and Rank lost a great deal of money out of it. I think mainly he fell through because he didn't get good, I say good directors, he didn't get high-power directors on it, and he certainly didn't have very good scripts on it. Flood Tide was no great shakes as a script. So I think they rather judged it on that rather than the process. It was a very, very good idea.
I see. I remember in a more recent film, I remember you seeing you acting in The Great Escape.
Oh yes.
Sir Richard Attenborough. He, of course, went on to produce The Bridge Too Far and Gandhi.
Yes.
Do you ever wish that you'd gone into production like he did?
No desire at all. Production, direction, no. I've often been given, not to direct in films, but in the theatre, people have asked me, in a strange sort of way, I'm not interested. You should only direct or produce if you're mad keen to do it. I mean, lots and lots of actors have become directors. Arnold, Jeffries, Brian Ford, Richard Attenborough, masses of them. And they admit that too. They'd always wanted to direct. I have no desire to direct, no.
Geheime Staatspolizei, Ihren Ausweis bitte. Ah, français.
Jawohl.
Commençons.
Oui. Parlez-vous français?
Un peu.
Votre accent est très bon.
Oh, je l'ai tout fait dans l'école supérieure. Eh bien, passez.
Merci.
Au revoir, monsieur. Au revoir. Good luck.
Thank you.
You've been in 60 or so films.
Have I really? I didn't know
I'm afraid
that.
you have, yes. It's making you look awfully old. I'm sorry about that. Do you have any particular favourites amongst them?
None at all, because I hate being an actor. I don't really enjoy it. The only thing I can say is a favourite film is when I enjoy the crowd. That's the only fun I get out of acting. The people who were there, the unit, I'd miss that very much. That's why I wouldn't give it up. That's why I don't do anything else. I can't do anything else now. I've forgotten all the engineering draftsman stuff. But no, I like actors and I like technicians. So I look back fondly on certain film locations with a certain unit, if it all went well. That's
I think people don't realise, do they, how much fun you can actually have with the people who are there with you.
Oh, it's very nice. It's a great atmosphere. I love the atmosphere of a studio.
I suppose you could say you contributed to the heyday of the British film.
Well, I was lucky to be around, certainly at the beginning at Ealing Studios.
Yeah.
There were some smashing films made at that time. It was a marvellous little unit, Ealing Studios. Rather sort of egg-heady Cambridge and Oxford types, all sitting around writing the scripts and directing. But they were very, very good films. I was very lucky from that point of view, because I was under contract to them at the beginning. Just a peppercorn contract, nothing grand. But they would literally write in parts for me. For the first few years, I was sort of protected. It was only when that contract came to an end and I found myself out in the cruel, hard world, I realised how lucky I'd been. The first script I got, I remember, after I'd left Ealing, I thought, I can't say this, I can't say that. And I realised then that they doctored every line.
All the scripts just for you. Yeah. How do you feel the British film industry is shaping up now, then?
Well, it all seems very healthy with Chariots of Fire and Gandhi and all these Oscars waving. It's not so much how's the British film industry faring, how's the world film industry faring, because it's terrifying, the drop in attendance numbers in the cinema. So they've got this huge problem. No matter how wonderful the films they make, there are fewer cinemas and fewer people who want to go along. But apart from the British film industry, I went to see Tootsie the other night, and I thought that was magic.
I'm waiting to see that
I really
myself,
thought that was one of the finest films I'd ever seen. I was reminded of it last night because I saw Some Like It Hot for about the 20th time on television, and it's rather than that sort of genre. Beautiful film, Tootsie, and a marvellous performance from Dustin Hoffman.
I suppose Dustin Hoffman, do you admire him?
Oh,
he's been in a few very good films there.
The marvellous thing about Dustin Hoffman, he goes out on a limb, being 100-year-old Indians with sort of leather masks in his face and things. He doesn't play it safe. I admire actors
Takes a lot of risks, doesn't he?
I hate myself for that, because I've always played it safe. You say I'm always reliable and the sidekick and things like that. I'd love to be a nasty and really be awful in a film. Actors who are awful in films are the exciting actors, because other times they can be brilliant. But I've always steered a sort of vague, sort of Scottish, even course. And I don't like myself for that. I admire exciting actors who go out on a limb.
I see. Right, moving on now from films to television.
Yes.
And a role which has brought you a great deal of success, that of Angus Hudson.
Oh, yes.
When you were offered the part, did you think that the series would be as successful as it was?
Oh, of course not. Nobody ever knows that. In fact, we made the first 13 episodes and they said, well, that's it, and it's been fascinating. We all went home.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, they didn't keep us under contract or anything. They rang up and said, look, we might do some more. And in fact, we did another 13, so they went on, and eventually we did 65, but always at the end of each series, they always said, when I say series, that's 13, they said, that's it, goodbye. And even when they showed the first lot of Upstairs, Downstairs, they only showed 6. They withheld 7 just to see how it went, so nobody knew how
it did well in the States as well, didn't it? I think it was surprising for that era.
Well, in a specialised way, actually, let's be honest, it was a PBS channel, which is rather a protected channel with no commercials, and a sort of Anglophile Americans watch it, people in Los Angeles, New York, oh, I love little old England. But I don't think they would have gone for it much in the Middle West.
Do you think that 65 episodes wasn't enough? Would you have liked it to carry on?
Oh, of course. Oh, I'm sort of, I'd be perfect for Coronation Street. I'd want to go on for 20 years because, as I say, I don't really enjoy acting. I have no ambitions as an actor, but once you get into a nice crowd, and especially they were very nice and upstairs, downstairs, I just wanted to go on forever like a house party.
Do you think you'd make a good butler yourself?
Terrible. No, far too emotional. Actors wouldn't be good butlers. They'd be all right for a day or so, but really to suppress your own personality and say yes sir, no sir, when you really want to say you're being an idiot, sir. I think they're a marvellous butler, a good butler. I think it's one that works like a good waiter.
Yeah. You obviously played it very well because you got the Emmy in '76 for the best
you have
supporting
been looking
actor.
up the books, haven't you? The nice thing about Emmys and things is it gives you fun at the time, but everybody else forgets, and it doesn't matter. I mean, they always say, let's stop giving awards and things, but I think awards are good for the time because you get a lovely lunch and everybody claps you for a minute, and then you forget it. And you mustn't take it to heart and say I must be a good actor or anything like that. I was just lucky to be in a series that clicked. I could have worked 10 times as hard on another series that didn't work, and it would have made no impression at all. If you get into the framework of a series like Upstairs, Downstairs that sort of takes off, it can only do you all a lot of good. Yeah. But it's all a great gamble. You can never be sure if it's going to come off or not.
Yeah.
Teeth are all right. Any serious illness? Operation?
No, I haven't been in hospital for years, sir. Oh, my knee. Now, I did damage my knee.
Breed did,
But that hasn't given me any trouble for a long time. And as for illness... Well, the occasional cold, you know, but never anything to keep me away from my duties.
Varicose veins?
No, sir.
Good. Put your hand over your left eye and read that notice, will you?
Which notice, sir?
The one over there in front of you, with the letters on.
E-O-S-R-V?
Yes. Now the other one.
E-O-S-V-N. No, M. Oh, I'm sorry, my eyes seem to be a wee bit tired today. I can read perfectly well normally. E-O...
You wear spectacles, do you?
Yes, sometimes.
Let me see them if you have
them. They're a wee bit too strong, these glasses. I don't really need them as strong as that. I think that's maybe why my eyes are a bit strained today.
How old did you say you were?
38, sir.
Well, I'm afraid we can't have you. Not with your eyesight. The corporal will give you an exemption card. Next one, please.
But if everything else is all right, sir, could I not be considered for an administrative job?
I'm sorry. There are other ways of serving your country, you know. Man of your resourcefulness, I'm sure you'll find something to do. On the ballot.
Well, my gaiters are not quite such a snug fit as I would have hoped.
Oh, but they do suit you, don't they?
What's that thing from Mr. Hudson?
It's called a truncheon ruby.
beating people over the head with.
Only if they misbehave themselves.
Now, what else do they give you? Oh, yes, nice armlet. Oh, and a whistle.
And a wee book of rules and regulations. Maybe you girls might be interested to hear the oath I had to swear. Yes, here it is. You read it out for them, Mrs. Bridges.
No, Mr. Hudson. You say it, just like you did in the court. That's what we want to hear.
Shall I? Oh, very well. I, Angus Hudson, do swear I will well and truly serve our sovereign leader, the King, in the office of Special Constable for the parish of Westminster, without fear or affection, malice or ill will, and that I will, to the best of my power, cause peace to be kept and preserved, and prevent all offences against the persons and properties of His Majesty's subjects.
Well, that's very nice.
Be quiet. Hasn't finished yet.
Oh, sorry.
And that, while I continue to hold the said office, I will, to the best of my skill and knowledge, discharge all the duties thereof faithfully according to the law.
Very dignified.
Yes. Oh, good heavens, is that the time? I must be on my way.
Well, where are you going, Mr. Hudson?
Well, I'm in number 1 district, B division. I have to report, first of all, to General Road Police Station, and then I believe I'm going to be shown the fire tower at Fulham. That's an observation post for fires and suspicious lights.
Oh, you better hurry or they'll start without you.
Right, now be very careful there are no chinks in our blackout, Mrs. Bridges.
Don't you worry, Mr. Hudson.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Hudson.
Thank you, Daisy. Ruby.
Now, you will go careful.
I will, Mrs. Bridges. Don't you fret, my dear.
In the professionals,
yes,
playing the part of Howley, a lot of people here don't think this, but I think he has a lot of Hudson's characteristics.
Oh, completely. Well, shall we say Hudson had a lot of Gordon Jackson, and everything has a lot of Gordon Jackson.
Yeah.
I can't put on funny noses and funny hats and pretend I'm somebody else.
But they can both be very gentle people and at the same time be very forceful.
I always say with Hudson had a silver salve and I just dropped it and picked up a Tommy gun for... In fact, the part in the professionals is much nearer the sort of things I used to do. He was a sort of our army's sergeant type.
I noticed you played a lot of soldier parts.
That's right.
Armed force parts in your films.
So that, in fact, is what... So the odd man out completely was Hudson, but he was a sort of gentle sergeant in a way, the Hudson character, and upstairs, downstairs.
In charge.
Yeah.
It must be quite a difficult programme to make, the professionals this is. Are there ever any accidents or anything like that?
Yes, insofar as... they do drive like mad, the boys, these cars, once they leap into them. And, of course, one's trying to outdo the other, being better than the other, and I'm Muggsy sitting at the side. So after the first few days, I said, would you get a double when you're going to drive that car, sitting beside Martin or Lewis, because they're apt to twirl the car around in the brake and all that sort of thing, and
They actually do that themselves, do they?
Oh, yes. Oh, lots of it they do themselves. Oh, they love it. They can hardly wait.
Imagine. When it first came out, the professionals, there were a lot of complaints about violence.
Oh, yes.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I would say that was an action-packed series. So with an action-packed series, you're bound to have collision. I don't think there was premeditated violence. It was good, healthy fisticuffs.
Yes, personally, I liked it very much.
Yes.
It's a very good programme.
Well, you see, they first said about violence. They gave it rotten notices at the start. Even Brian Clements admitted that, who wrote the series. It wasn't until about the second or the third series people started warming up to it.
Yeah.
But we were attacked, especially one man, Richard Afton, I think he was, a man in the evening news. He could hardly wait to get his teeth into the professionals every week. And even after it started soaring to the top of ratings, he kept saying, stop looking at this, it's terrible. You must realise this is awful. Fortunately, he's retired now.
A couple of years ago, also with the professionals, there was some talk of making professionals film. So
Yes.
here, are you sorry that it
Well,
never
they
came
always
about?
talk about that. They thought of making an upstairs-downstairs film. It's a great gamble, again, because lots of television series spin-offs for films, some have been successful, some have not been successful. And especially upstairs, downstairs, and the professionals. Once you get into, in the professionals, you're getting into James Bond land, therefore you'd have to spend a great deal of money. So you're gambling on people saying, oh, I could see this for nothing at home, why should I go and pay for it in the cinema? In fact, that's why the professionals came to an end. It became too expensive to make, they said, because of this James Bond thing with helicopters and speedboats and all that sort of thing. It was too expensive per episode, which is sad.
Oh, are we unlikely to see any more professionals again then?
I doubt it, not only from the finance point of view, but I think it would be very difficult getting the boys together again, because in the right way, and they're young and they want to go on to other things. They should do. The professionals made them pretty famous. Very famous, in fact. So Lewis has gone on to do his films, Who Dare Wins, and Martin's gone back to his first love, the theatre, and they're very busy all around the world doing things. I think it'll be very difficult getting them back again.
Martin certainly had very good reviews in the theatre.
Oh, he's a marvellous actor. Oh, he always was a marvellous actor. But he was a classical actor before he went into the professionals. I don't think he enjoyed it as much as he should. I think he rather resented it eventually being held down in a series. I think the thing to do is, once you sign a contract for a series and you can't break it, the thing to do is try and enjoy it. I don't think he enjoyed it as much as he should have.
That didn't really come across on the screen, though, I think.
Oh, no.
They both seem to be.
Oh, because they're very professional as actors. And I mean, it's not as if they were moaning and things all the time, but I always felt they were a bit unhappy and were relieved when it was over. And I, in fact, was very sad when it was all over.
There are two completely different types of programmes, upstairs, downstairs, and the professionals. What sort of things do you actually enjoy watching on television?
What do I enjoy watching? Oh, I suppose all the usual dreary things, the sort of news programmes and nature programmes, old movies. I love them, old movies. That's why I'm mad about Channel 4. I don't watch drama very much. I think it gives me an inferiority complex because everyone's being so good. And I keep thinking, how do they remember all those lines? I find it increasingly difficult learning lines.
That's something I'm amazed about.
So it really worries me. No, I watch Coronation Street because I think they're magic. I mean, I can't say I don't miss some episodes, of course I do, but I think they're terribly funny, and I love seeing something as polished as that, so beautifully done.
Coming to that thing about remembering lines, you can't be too bad yourself. You've done a lot of stage work.
Oh, yes.
You've done Hamlet, Macbeth, Twelfth Night, Shakespeare plays.
I hasten to add that I wasn't playing Hamlet and Macbeth. I was just being sidekicks there. I was just playing Horatio in Hamlet and Banquo and Macbeth.
Well, recently then in Cards on the Table and Death Trap and Mass Appeal, you played
Talked my head off. Talked my head off, and it was very difficult to learn, I can tell you. It gets more difficult, increasingly difficult as you get older.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit an exam now. I couldn't remember everything. It'd be very difficult.
I don't think I could either.
But it was very difficult. They're doing an awful thing now, you see, which it sounds as if I'm getting old, but it is a bit worrying. Nowadays, they don't seem to do the script that is given to you. In the old days, you were given a script, you learned your lines, and that was it. Nowadays, they all seem to be changing all the time. They have no confidence in the material they have, which I think is very wrong. No matter what script I do, having accepted it, I think this is King Lear, every word is absolutely sacrosanct, and we must stick to the script. But the professionals, for instance, they were changing here, there, and everywhere. The boys used to change their lines, and they were marvellous at it, but I said, no matter what, Just give me the cue and I'll say what I have learned, because it's taken me 3 weeks to learn it. They could learn it in the morning just looking at it before they go on the set.
You've appeared with people like Sir Alec Guinness, Michael Caine, Kirk Douglas. And here comes the standard interview question. Is there anybody else you'd particularly like to work with in the future?
Not particularly, but it's funny you should mention those names. Great name dropping going on. In the sort of parts I play, as I'm a sidekick, as I'm around, I've been around with lots of great actors.
Yeah.
Where I say I don't enjoy acting, that's one of the joys I get, watching these people take, because they are fascinating. They have a God-given quality. Even if you worked from now until doomsday, you could never be an actor like a Brand or an Alec Guinness or a Gielgud.
Yeah.
They just have this wonderful thing. And it's marvellous as an actor to stand on the sidelines and watching them working. It's very, very exciting.
Mr. Christian, kindly give me an explanation.
Williams has been drinking seawater, sir. I was giving him some fresh water. I'm afraid he'll die without it.
You'll give no one water without my permission. Take that ladle below.
Yes, sir. You'll not put your foot on me again.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been puzzling for a means to take the strut out of you, you posturing snob. Now you've solved that for me, haven't you? You have witnessed Mr. Christian's act of violence toward a superior officer. He will be placed in confinement until a court-martial can be convened. In Jamaica, I expect. And will your fashionable friends be there to see your execution, I wonder? Let's hope so. Pity if your last function were to be a social failure. Mr. Fryer, take him below.
Ship's company! I'm taking command of this ship. Mr. Fryer, I'll have the keys to the arms chest.
You'll give him nothing! Go below and arm the men off watch.
Stay where you are, Fryer. You've given your last command, Bligh. I'll have those keys, Fryer.
You heard my order.
One more order, Mr. Bligh. And I'll have your head on this stick. By heaven, I swear it!
Don't, sir.
You've been quoted as saying that your unfulfilled ambition is to be an actor, not acting the real thing.
That I don't understand. I heard that.
I didn't understand it either.
I don't understand it either. I think they got it wrong.
Oh.
I remember someone told me about that. I don't know what they're talking about. I just want to carry on being an actor. I want to be as honest as I can. But I want to be entertaining too. Some people are so busy being honest as actors, they're terribly dreary, because life can be very dreary. That's the extra quality in acting. You've got to rise above reality and bring entertainment to it. Never lose sight of entertainment.
I will not resign.
You will not resign. You will force me to dismiss you.
I will not resign, and you will not dismiss me, Miss Mackay. You will not use the excuse of that pathetic, that humorous document to blackmail me. Mr. Lowther, you are a witness to this. Miss Mackay has made totally unsupported accusations against my name and yours. If she has one authentic shred of evidence, just one, let her bring it forth. Otherwise, if one more word of this outrageous calumny reaches my ears, I shall sue. I shall take Miss Mackay to the public courts, and I shall sue the trustees of Marcia Blaine if they support her. I will not stand quietly by and allow myself to be crucified by a woman whose fetid frustration has overcome her judgment. If scandal is to your taste, Miss Mackay, I shall give you a feast. Miss Brodie, I am a teacher. I am a teacher first, last, always. Do you imagine that for one instant I will let that be taken from me without a fight? I have dedicated, sacrificed my life to this profession, and I will not stand by like an inky little slacker and watch you rob me of it. And for what? For what reason? For jealousy. Because I have the gift of claiming girls for my own. It is true, I am a strong influence on my girls. I am proud of it. I influence them to be aware of all the possibilities of life, of beauty, honor, courage. I do not, Miss Mackay, influence them to look for slime where it does not exist. I am going. When my class convenes, my pupils will find me composed and prepared to reveal to them the succession of the Stuarts. And on Sunday, I will go to Cramond to visit Mr. Lowther. We are accustomed, bachelor and spinster, to spend our Sundays together in sailing and walking the beaches and in the pursuit of music. Mr. Lowther is teaching me to play the mandolin. Good day, Miss Mackay.
Do you feel being Scottish has hindered your chance of getting certain roles in the past?
Tremendously, yes. Not that I'd be angry at you, because I could have worked very early getting an English accent, but I never have done. Yes, it has. Actually, later, when sort of Peter O'Toole and Albert Finney came down with regional accents and played leading Shakespearean role with these accents, that helped a lot. In the old days, when I first started, unless it literally stipulated in the script, enter Angus MacSporran, you would never be considered. But nowadays, they say, enter John Smith, he might be Scots. Of course, there are lots more parts than that. But I think it has rather blinkered me, the Scots thing, I must admit.
You've done rather well out of it anyway, I think.
Well, I've kept ticking, we've survived, that's the thing. I think there are so many variations on a Scottish theme. That's what I cling to, and that's what I keep working at.
Finally, do you have any plans for next year?
None at all, just to sit, actually. I enjoy sitting. No, not particularly. I get odd scripts and things. I mean, I've been having a rest for the last 2 or 3 months, and I've been rather enjoying it. Because, as I say, this line learning thing, I did 3 stage plays in a row, and I worked far too hard. And I suddenly thought, let's breathe, look around a bit. So I've been out in Australia, and I've been over in Spain, and I've been enjoying it. Oh, I suppose eventually we'll have to start paying the rent again, and I'll work and work. But we'll see what happens. I'd like to go back and to do a film again. I haven't been in films for quite a long time because I don't belong to the nouvelle vague sort of thing. But it would be nice because films are my favourite medium. They really are. For a start, you don't have to learn just so many lines for each day. They rather spoil you. And I think when it works, a film scene, it's tremendously exciting. I mean, there are off nights in the theatre where you think, oh, it'd maybe be better tomorrow night. But the idea of a scene with, say, someone like Brando or Tracy that really works, no matter if it's a wet afternoon in Scunthorpe, that is still up there on the screen and it's still as marvellous. I think that's very exciting quality about the cinema.
Oh, good evening, my friend.
Good evening to you, sir.
I wonder if you'd be good enough to direct me to the Nettleby Arms.
I'll point you in the right direction if you'll walk with me a little way.
That'd be very kind. No, I see you. You've got a bad leg. Is that a consequence of the South African War?
Oh, bless you, no, sir. It was a man trap that did it.
Good God, don't they know that's illegal?
I bear no grudge. Come on. The gamekeeper was doing his duty as he saw it.
A duty? To trap a fellow human being in a diabolical contraption that might cripple him for life? And all to ensure that there'll be a few more poor birds for someone else to murder?
You might say so, in a sense.
Beasts are our brothers and the birds our sisters. All we need for our daily sustenance are the fruits of the field and the orchard.
They do say the Lord will provide.
Will they be out tomorrow for their purposes of massacre?
Oh, I couldn't say, sir. It's nothing to me, the pastimes of the upper classes.
They've been shot. He's been shot!
Right. Minister, we are.
Oh dear. Gilbert has overreached himself.
Goodbye.
Keep back! Don't crowd. Come on, out. Out.
I thought it was you. You was stop, wasn't you?
Tom said one stop wasn't enough.
I don't want to lose my eyes. I want to hold you. Take these hands away so as to have a look at you. There you are. Yes. Here. Hold this up to your face with your left hand there. I'll get you home.
Who's the fastest runner here?
I am, sir.
Oh, well, you run as fast as you can to Dr. West. Bring him here.
Go with him, Walter.
Can I do anything? I don't think so, sir. I'm going for a doctor.
Oh, God.
Better tell the men to go home, all of them. There's nothing I can do here. Oh, get some of them to make a litter, you know, something to carry on.
All right, you lot. Off you go home. And the rest of you, come with me.
And Lionel, tell them that everything is under control here, and the best thing they can do is to go home, except get a message to Patton. Bring the car for Minnie.
Right, sir. If my time comes, I'll go away. But I don't want to be a blind man.
Oh, no, of course not. No. Don't worry. Dr. West will come here soon.
Awful thing to happen.
Yes.
It was a woodcock. I'd no chance of getting it unless I swung fast. Of course, I'd no idea that the man was so close. Tom, I'll make it all right with him. Financially, I mean.
You weren't shooting like a gentleman, Gilbert. Can't be long, Tom, before the doctor comes. Where's that flask again? Here, Tom.
Alcohol never interested me. I've seen too much of it, what it can do to a man.
This is medicinal, Tom.
Now, smoke I like. A smoke and a chat is a sociable thing. I've seen too many men brought low by drink or gambling.
Stay quiet, I would, Tom. Relax. That's what you want to do. Don't try to talk.
Not talk, he says. I've all eternity not to talk, haven't I? Oh, that's tobacco, that is. Turkish, I shouldn't wonder.
Yes, it's Turkish.
That's fine tobacco, that is. If I'm to go, that's a fine lot smoke. It gives me some strength to replace what I feel draining out of me. Draining out of me. It's
Mr. Glass. I know it's not really important, but I promised Oswald I'd ask you to make sure someone looked after Tom's dog.
I'll see to it myself, miss. Tell Master Osbert not to worry.
Give me a prayer, sir. Don't deny me that. It's your way to pray. 'Tis you that orders up the prayers in church. The vicar only prays what prayers you tell him. Even I know that hardly crosses the doorstep of the church from year to year. Say a prayer, sir. I'll say amen.
All right, I'll say a prayer, Tom, if that's what you want. O Almighty and most merciful God, of thy bountiful goodness, keep us, we beseech thee, from all things that may hurt us, that we, being ready in body and soul, may cheerfully accomplish those things that thou wouldest have done. Through Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Don't stop, sir, I thank you. More prayers, more prayers.
Well, we could say the Lord's Prayer, Tom, together. Our Father, which art in heaven.
Our Father, which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth
will
as
be
it is in heaven.
done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day daily bread.
And forgive us our trespasses.
Our debts as we forgive our...
As we forgive them that trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever, world without end.
Amen.
Amen. O Lord, into thy hands I commend my spirit.
My spirit. God save the British Empire.
Tom, it's all right. Is the doctor coming?
Gordon Jackson, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Donal.